dominating the mind of a Yid now is our people are going through something. Our people are going through to just all of us know people. I personally could say I have a son and daughter-in-law who are there. I have another son who's there. My in-laws are there. And I have sisters that are there. And all of us have relatives, people, and our nation, our people. And the matziv is a serious matziv. It's interesting. I was driving with a whole bunch of guys, and we were listening to a Rav speak to his Sibur, a Berkowitz Shlita, and he was just encouraging them to be calm, to chill out. It was a work of art. He was actually funny, and clearly he was just trying. He said that it's bari hazeka, people anxious is dangerous. He made a thing that nobody should listen to the news. I want to say to every guy here, look at the news. The opposite of what he's saying. Now, I'm not arguing with Rabbi Berkowitz. I can't be the dirt on his feet. What I'm saying is that to his Sibur, he was doing the exact. He was saying, just live, enjoy. Be calmer. And he was masking the matziv serious. People, anxiety causes, he said it's bari azeka to children. It's called terror attacks for a reason. It creates terror. And the goal is to have calm houses. From us, from a distance, our job is to feel. Is not just to ignore, is to feel. Now, I'm not saying to panic, Bez Hashem. We're seeing nisim and amidst hard news also, but mostly miracles and some difficult news as well. It's been difficult. I just want to say that there's something going on by our people. I don't want to be that type of guy who's oblivious, who's like in the clouds and not present. Our people are going through something. I'm going to ask before we start learning, and all the divrei Torah and all the chizuk should be a schus hagana for Klal Yisrael, protection. Torah is Megan, chizuk, and I want to talk about Reb Shaya Cohen. That will be an inspiration and thus Megan. But I want to start with some songs for our people. If we could, Shalom, if we could, Hashem La'am Yitain, Hashem Yivarech Esam B'Shalom, the blessings of the nations to our people. Let's do it. Let's go. What was the song you were teaching us the other day? Rachem. Rabbi Yehuda started teaching us a new Rachem. Did you learn it already, Johnny?
What?
Yehuda dropped on us a new song we never heard.
So funny.
Did you compose it for Kalbach or he composed it? Rachem v'chazdecha alam chatzurenu. Let's hear it. You know this one? Can you please learn it? Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Joshua. In introducing Reb Shaya, I wanna talk about yesterday's trip for a few minutes by way of introduction to Reb Shaya Cohen. We on Motzei Shabbos, I had a dilemma if I should cancel the trip. We had a beautiful trip scheduled for Sunday, but the question was, there's a nation at war. There's a lot of stuff going on. One has to ask. You never want to be oblivious to our people. So maybe it's not the time now. What do we do? We'll be in yeshiva. We'll play some pickleball. We'll have a good time here. Maybe it's not the time to run around There's a war, there's a matziv going on by our people. I just don't want to be oblivious. Half my family's going through something. You don't want to be in the clouds. You want to be present to our people. And when I thought about it, I thought, what do I want? What's my response to the matziv going on? What hits me most from 2 years ago, Simchas Torah, what hits me most is that I had an awakening. I'm a Yid. That's what it's me. I'm finding out what it means. I'm a Yid. Ani Yehudi. I'm a Yid. That hits me most. If I held of somebody before 2 years ago, Simchas Torah, I called them a tzaddik. I just called him a Yid now. I ignored. I thought he was a tzaddik. He's a Yid. But you have to run it. Says doch a Yid. A Yid's a big thing. A big thing. A Yid. All Yid. And I since 2 years ago, whatever, if I pressed any snooze in the last 2 years, the last few days, the alarm clock went off again. Yid. You have to remember Iran, this regime, it's not the whole country, but this regime of people that want to kill us, the Rabbi Kalish made that. What's going on? That people want to kill. This is from a different planet. There are people that want to eradicate Eretz Yisroel. It's like, what is going on? The Rabbi Kalish made that. He's doing something. And to me, I'm not giving reasons. I'm saying the most organic response is I feel more connected to our people. It's natural. In my family, my father's patira, I love my siblings. We were close before. I'm closer today to my siblings. We had simchas, trying. I want to be more in touch with my siblings. We're trying. That's a natural response when a mishpacha goes through some things. They become closer. And our people are becoming closer, and I decided, might say Shabbos, I want the trip. Somebody could say bias, I wasn't allowed to see a ball game, I'm in Avelis. I didn't go into Boston Stadium. I would love to watch a Red Sox Yankee game. Big geschmack. Right now, that's not what I'm doing. It wasn't with the Negios. It Pashut was something that I felt, Beli Negios, that we should do the trip. And I wanted a coming together of the yeshiva, and I loved yesterday. I want the mishpachas to be closer. Pashut. We had record turnouts. I'd never seen so many people on a trip in the history of the yeshiva. Never. I don't think it's a guzma. The numbers much more than we thought. We didn't order enough busing. Everybody came, and it just was very nice. It was very unifying. People came together. Interesting. I had this plan. The whole point of the Olam should come together. We pull up to a park, and a Yid walks over. Hi, I'm Rob. And Reb Rob told me, ich bin a Yid Rob Cooper I met. He said, the guys here, conservative, orthodox. So I said, I'm not so good with these things. We're just Jews. Yidden, you're a Yid. We hugged it out, me and Rob. Yidden. I'm not in such spaces for names. Yidden. Yid. We met Rob, Azah, Yid. A Yid, fellow Yid. Is he Yeshivish, Hasidish, Satmar, Sfar? We didn't really go there so much. It's not really so much the space. Ich bin a Yid. A Yid, and Even Hashem, the Am Hashem, Am Kirayvei. The nation of Hashem is the space we're in. So I was thrilled. Yesterday's matziv of Yidden just coming together. It was a day of great unity. I liked both parks, the way Yatz does these trips, each detail was so nice. The Olam Fabrained for hours from the bus. Me and Aaron Bornstein in the car became like closest to friends. I spent a lot of my day yesterday and today with him. Me and Aaron, it was a day of Yidden came together. I didn't even see him walking in. I did not see him walking in. I promise. I didn't see him. I thought he told me he left to New York, by the way.
I'm about to. Put the water bottle.
But I want to say to the Olam, that was Ashkacha, Yedazach's Ashkacha. I want to say to the Chaver that it was a glorious day yesterday. I felt like the yeshiva came much closer. That's like the response to the Matzav. That's like the response. We are Yidden. We're gonna unite more with Yidden. We're gonna be proud. I'm gonna be stronger Yid. I'm gonna find out what it means to be a Yid and be a Yid. I'm gonna be true to who I am. I'm a Yid. A guy was telling me on the phone, a guy this morning, a beautiful person, was telling me him and a girl are dating. How frum do we want to be? I said, you're a Yid, be a Yid, just be a Yid. Like find out and forget frum and be a Yid. Yehudi, ani yesh mashmot liot Yehudi. It means something. Read up, find out, research. What does it mean to be a Yid? It means something. Ich bin a Yid. We're in a generation that cares a lot about these things. That's asking a lot of identity stuff. Who am I? Who am I? I'm a boy, I'm a Yid. These are truths, these are facts, and I have to find out. So what does it mean to be a Zacher? What does it mean to be Yehudi? You have to figure it out and find out and come in touch with my Yehudiness. But ich bin a Yehudi. So I love their stations in the world where Yidden are welcomed and celebrated. Yerushalayim is such a place, and we daven for Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim is a place, Nidche Yisroel Yechanes, here are Yids wanted, welcomed, hugged, celebrated, encouraged, a Yid. And their places, they're beautiful places around the world where Yidden are wanted, celebrated, appreciated. They're shtik Yerushalayim. That's what Yerushalayim is. Nidche Yisrael Yechanes. Here are Yids welcome and wanted, appreciated. And I want to say, and Rav Shaya Cohn has a matzav. I've been zeicher to be there. He has a matzav in Baltimore. He has a space. He has a big, big, big heart. And in his world and in his base medrash, there's space for Yid. And a Yid is welcomed, a Yid's uplifted, a Yid's encouraged, a Yid is seen, a Yid's validated and appreciated. So I'm like thankful today, a day we're thinking about Am Yisrael, and Rav Cohn comes to Yeshiva. It's a tremendous appreciation that you're here, and you should be zeicha to have tremendous, tremendous nachas from your mishpacha, and to see our Ramas Keren Yisrael, a strengthening of the pride of our people. A stronger nation, a stronger people, more bonds to our people, more loyal to ourselves and what it means to be a Yid. I thank, it means a lot that you're here, Reb Shaya. Thank you. Welcome to a space. You're at home here. We're at home with you. You're at home with us. Here a Yid is wanted. Here a Yid is welcomed. I appreciate such a Yid being in our base medrash. Thank you, Reb Shaya, for being here. Yeah, they're beautiful spaces. You go to these spaces around the world that Yidna like wanted here. There's a Beis Medrash Barditchev in Lakewood. There are different spots. Like you could feel things. I'm Zeich. I know the Rav of that shul. Yidna like the miyasid of that shul. Yidna wanted there. Yidna welcome. There are places you feel it. You experience it. It's a beautiful space. We were Zeich a few years ago. The yeshiva had to leave Durham for a couple of months. And a shul took us in. They don't take in a yeshiva in a shul. They took us in. We were like saying shir, like in the middle of minyanim on our heads. But they took us in. It was a space like Yidna wanted it. Please, like come. They were serving soup to any Yid. They were just. That was a shul in Muncie. There are spaces here that Yerushalayim dik. There's Eretz Yisroel dik. Mamish pieces of Yerushalayim. This is Bechina, this Kedushas Yerushalayim right here, because the Yid's wanted and welcomed and appreciated. Happens to be this is Shabbos. Shabbos beckons a Yid and calls a Yid and wants a Yid. It's Kedushas Eretz Yisroel is such a space of Shabbos. The Slonimer speaks about it. I love Batei Midrashes around that you sense that a Yid here is wanted, like you're home. You could breathe a little, you could relax. Here you're wanted, here you're welcome. Rav Shaya Cohn is such a Yid and has created such a space. So I appreciate and welcome you home, welcome home, and thank you for what you've created all over. I want to say about Rav Cohn what I've observed is that space is not for those, there's no those, for us. I feel warmth from him. When he sees me, he gives me a good hug. I feel it. I feel welcomed, wanted, appreciated. A Yid is welcomed by it. It's tremendous. And Ashrecha v'toivlach, and continued hatzlach and everything that you do, Rav Shaya. Thank you for being here. I wanted to learn, B'schus the Matzv in Eretz Yisrael, Torah's Megan. I wanted to learn a little bit to start. It's the last week. It's a little overwhelming. I'm not ready, Yankiv. I have 1,000 more things I want to tell you. I'm not ready for you to walk out the door. I'm not ready. We'll see. We need Siyat D'Shma. I need to talk to you about Parashat Shalach for a few minutes. Aaron, we need to talk about this. Shalach's a big one. The Torah, please understand, Aaron, we're not studying history. History, our attitude is, my dahava, what was. History is the past. We're not. What was what? Let bygones be bygones. The Torah is not a history book. That language of Chazal is my dahava hava. What was. Be present. Come on. Be now. The Torah Yankov is not a story of what was. It's a story of what is. It's the world. It's what exists in the world. It's not what happened. It's what happens. So when we read this story in Shalach, it's not, it once happened, it's happening, it happens to you, it happens to me. We're all on a journey to Eretz Yisroel. That journey is very, very ongoing. Very ongoing. The story's mamish and middle. We're still on our way to Eretz Yisrael, mamish, from Yitzias Mitzrayim. We're the Yitzei Mitzrayim, we're mamish. We've traveled, we've gone, we'd have different stops. We had good stops, complicated stops, better stops, but it's been a journey that we're in the middle of. And in Parsha Shalach speaks about Klal Yisrael sent Meraglim to Eretz Yisrael. And we send spies to Eretz Yisrael to check out Eretz Yisrael, to see about the next steps of our journey. To check out the next step of our journey. And when they come back, 10 out of the 12 come back, and they say, Gam Zovas Chalav Udvash V'zeh. It's a good country, not bad. It's Zovas Chalav Udvash. It's flowing with milk and honey. V'zeh, and we even have some of the fruits, not bad. Efes, however, Ki Aza'am, it's a ferocious nation that lives there. Va'arim b'tzulayis gedayla me'oid. And the cities are very fortified. The Gam Yaldei Anak Rinusham, we saw these humans that are giants. It's impossible. The land is fortified, both in its physical constructions we can't attack, and the people that are guarding it are like giants. It's not something we could ever win. Amalek's there, Chiti, Yevusi, Amori, Kanani, all these enemies. It's not Nageya. And 10 Meraglim come back afraid and with a sense we can't do this, impossible. That's what they report back to our nation. The next steps can't be done. Stop. It's not possible. The next steps can't be done. Vayas Kalev Esa'am. The nation is stunned. It's the power of negativity is remarkably powerful. People can easily be swayed by negativity. Truth is very subtle and sensitive, and people have doubts themselves that live inside. And if you knock the truth and knock goals and dreams, it can easily be pushed away. And the nation who had dreamed and hoped for Eretz Yisroel, for a certain type of life, a certain type of living, got scared from the Meraglim. Vayas Kalev Esa'am El Moshe. Kalev quiets down. Vayas, he quiets down. The famous shh. This is one of the only shhs in the world I ever liked. The nation is mamish shaken up, and Kalev says shh. He quiets down the nation. Vayomer, and he says to a people who have doubts, have a sense that we can't, Ola Nala, we could do this. V'yarashnu, so we'll be successful. Ki yachal nuchala, we're capable of this. We're going to be successful. Ki yachal nuchal, it's not true, it's impossible. They're presenting, the 10 Yidden came back presenting, we can't do this. Dream to die. Stop, over, finished. What you were dreaming of getting, it's not possible. And Kalev says we can do it. And the men, the 10 men that are with Kalev, Amru, they say, we can't do it. You'll never. The 10 men say, it's not true. We can't. I'm telling you, we can't. We can't do it. Incredible debate. People Kalev and these 10 men saw the same thing. The 10 men say we can't, and Kalev says we can. He doesn't say it's easy, Kalev. He says we will and we can. We will and we can. Allah Nala, we're going to be successful, because we can do it. The 10 men, 10 Yidden, very much expressed, they saw Eretz Yisroel and we can't do it. And a Kali very stark who says we can, Yachal Nuchala, we can, it's possible we can conquer it. The nation then starts crying. The nation cries, a sense they believe the power of negativity that we can't, and they say something remarkable to Moshe Rabbeinu. They say something remarkable, and what they say, Klal Yisrael says to Moshe Rabbeinu something crazy. They say, "Let nitna roish v'nashuma mitzrayma." Let's go back from where we came. And they say to Moshe Rabbeinu, we'd rather go back to Mitzrayim. Lumasnu beretz Mitzrayim midrazeh. We should die better here. Why is Hashem bringing us to a place that we can't do? Toiv lanu shuv Mitzrayim. We'd rather go back to Egypt. This is not something that once happened. This happens repeatedly. It happens to me and it happens to you. The sense of even where I came from, that I didn't like it. I want better, but at the point that I lose hope that it could be better, then I'd rather return to Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim was no picnic for us. It was horrible years of torture. But in the sense of the next thing can't be, I'd rather the surety of that which was bad, in the sense that the next steps I can't do. I won't be able to. I can't do it. And they end up saying, we'd rather go to that place of Mitzrayim. We feel safer, even though we knew we wanted more. We're stuck in Egypt. We're limited in Egypt. We're not our own people in Egypt. But if I don't believe I could have emastic of freedom, if I don't believe I could have Kedushas Eretz Yisroel, I'd rather be in the lower state of Mitzrayim in not believing I could have a higher Madrega. Yeshua ben Nun and Kalev speak again, and they tell Klal Yisrael, Eretz asher avarnu balasre, said the land we went to, Taiva Eretz ma'id ma'id, it's very, very good. Ma'id ma'id. Any goodness you think, it's more than that. Ma'id ma'id. Ma'id's already a lot, like extreme ma'id ma'id, it's more than that. Taiva Eretz ma'id ma'id. The land is very, very good, and they speak again, telling that we've tasted it, we've tried it, and it's special. Now it's interesting. The first time what Kalev says is we could do it, it's possible. And the second time he describes how good it is. And here is where a topic, there's a Messiah Sisharim, and I want to speak to the Chevra about this because I think this is true in many areas of our life. The first debate that Kalev has with the other Meraglim is the Meraglim say we can't, it's too hard, I'm too scared, too much difficulty, and Kalev says we can do it. So they debate, is it possible or not? That's the first debate, is it possible or not? After they have this debate, and Am Yisrael chooses the way of fear. They're so scared, they say we'd rather go back to Mitzrayim. That which isn't good, it's safer what's not good than trying for something better. The first debate Kalev has with the 10 Meraglim, the 10 Meraglim say that we can't do it, it's impossible, we're afraid, they're so strong, crazy, and Kalev says we can do it. Klal Yisroel clearly is afraid. They cry the whole night. And Kalev comes back. What does he come back after they have a debate where it's hard, it's not too hard, we're afraid, we could do it, we can't do it? Kalev comes back and speaks again. It's interesting, this time, the second time he speaks, he talks with Yeshua and Kalev talk together, the two tzaddikim, and they say, we tasted it and it's wonderful. And here's what I want to tell the Chevra, it's one of the great secrets of life. It's a Mesilas Yesharim. It's one of my favorite Mesilas Yesharims. It's relevant to all of us in the journeys of our life. You will see people that have courage and people afraid to do things. And it looks like this guy's just too scared. I'm too scared to try for that, to put in for that, to make the move. And so one guy looks like he's less afraid, one guy's more afraid. The Mesilas Yesharim says a rule. It's a rule that I've seen over and over, and this is mamish the sugya of the parsha. The Mesilas Yesharim says, "Ein hayira goremes ha'atzlus, elo ha'atzlus goremes hayira." As follows: if you see people, they're too afraid to do something, the fear is not what's stopping them. It's the atzlus. When we say laziness, we mean as follows: they are not so fired up by the mission. Whenever you do something, there are obstacles and blockages in the way. It's not the ones who are less scared that get it done. It's the ones who are more fired up by the mission. It's not how scared you are not. There are a lot of scary things to build, to create. There are a lot of scary things. It's how much are you fired up by the mission? How much does the mission mean to you? When the mission means the world to you, a lot of fears disappear. Ha'atzlus goyrim hayira ein hayira goyrim ha'atzlus. The laziness, the lack of belief, the lack of sense, this is what I need. When you believe, I need this, I want this, this is what I have to have this, a lot of fears fall away. Kalev and the Meraglim have a debate. The Meraglim say it's way too hard. We can't do this. And Kalev said, we can. So Kalev's courageous, they're not. And they have this debate, and Klal Yisroel chooses the side of fear. Klal Yisroel cries the whole night. We can't do this. Let's just go back to Mitzrayim. It was easier and safer. We can't do this. What Kalev comes next is not to convince them out of their fears. You're scared, it's murder. He doesn't come back the next day and say, let me try to calm your fears down. I hear, they won, you're scared, you're not listening to me. That debate, they're winning. He actually says, I want to express to you, I tried Eretz Yisroel, Taiva Eretz Ma'id Ma'id, it's unbelievable. I tasted it and it's amazing. And he explained to Klal, so you could be sure, in that Taiva Eretz Ma'id Ma'id, the land I went, I know you, you know me, I'm you, you're me. That land is crazy. When you taste and see how good it is, so then fears melt away. Taiva Eretz Ma'id Ma'id, it's wonderful. The space, I'm not trying to convince you, you're scared. The Meraglim is describing, it's a scary conquest. It's scary to push for it. What it was, I've tasted it, I've been there, I've experienced Kirvas Hashem at that level. I've tasted it, it's awesome, it's something you have to have. At the point the person understands I have to have it, a lot of fears disappear. Because ha'atzlus goremes hayira, the lack of fire and passion and want for this mission. Thank you, Martha. The lack of want for this mission, the lack of want is what allows for the yira to be chal. The atzlus is goyim hayira. When you taste something and experience something precious, a lot of the yira melts away, a lot of the fears. Let's sit down. If you sit down, it's easier. Sit down, thank you. in many areas of our life, many areas, when we ask, can I or can't I, in that question, you might come up in many things. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I don't know if it's in me. Can I or can't I question, often the answer could come up that I don't think I can. I don't think I can. When you taste something and see something and want something and experience something, the can I or can't I question disappears. I need that. I want that. I'm going to have it. That sense of something's necessary, something's needed. There's a line from my Rebbe taught me. It's a line that I don't think I'll ever forget. He says, "As mimuz miken." If we must, then we can. As mimuz miken. If we must, I have to have this. Yeshua, when he comes back, the first discussion is a debate. You think we can or can't? And Yeshua comes, we can do this, I'm telling you. They say we can't, and Klal Yisrael goes for the we can't. So Yeshua has a night to think about it. What do you go back to a people? They can't. He doesn't come back and convince them they can. That's not the new attempt. He comes together with Yeshua and he says, you need this. Let me give over what it is, what it looks like, what, and taste what it is, and then the question whether you can or can't will disappear. Toiva Eretz, ma'od ma'od, I experience this. It's wonderful. You have to have it. Then the discussion that we had the night before, you think we can? You think we can't? Becomes a moot discussion. It's not a relevant discussion if we can or can't. I have to have this. You'll see things in your life that you'll deem as necessary. This has to be. At the point that it has to be, you don't ask, can or can't I? There's a Yid Reb Blazer Brody, is a tzaddik in Eretz Yisroel. He writes over a lot of Reb Shalom Arush's Svarim. He was in the Israeli army. He was a very high position. Sierra, what's it called? Like the special forces. He was, yes. He was like a very high, and I heard him interviewed, and he said in missions, we never ask, is it possible or impossible? We just ask what's needed. At the point it's needed, we're doing it. Is it possible, not possible? He said if you ask on many things, he's a real person. It's not like a cute slogan. He's not like a cute guy. Really not a cute guy. I heard him interview. He's an authentic person. It looked to me, and he said he's not trying to say like a geschmacka slogan. Is it possible? No. He said if you think like that, you won't do many missions. He said the missions in their group, they determined we can't win the war without this. Right now, and I'm not a political guy. Eretz Yisroel is facing a conundrum as we speak. The only answer is Hashem. Iran put all this wars, all noise, they want to get an atomic bomb. They built into a mountainside that could withstand, Israel does not have the bombs to beat it. And they built atomic weapons in a mountainside. Israel could bomb the country, could look great. If they leave that atomic thing there, it's deep trouble. Then the same people, now the people who threaten to do things are just madder and can still do what they want. There's big political questions, what Israel's planning on doing, how they could take it out. They're asking America as a bomb that Israel doesn't have, that can go deep underground. America doesn't want to do it, understandably. They don't want to get involved in the conflict. Yes, understand, no, understand. It's a complex matziv. This guy described that when they have missions, they don't ask, do you think we could do it? We need to do it. We're not going to live if we don't do this. So then we're doing it. Then afterwards, let's figure out the how. I need this. There was a philosopher, his name was Viktor Frankl. He said about the Holocaust, he was a survivor. He said when you have the why, the how becomes easy. If you know what you need and what this has to be, then how it's done becomes, when you have the why, the how is easy. Yeshua, when he comes back and kalev to the people, after there's a whole debate, you think we can or we can't. He says we can, the 10 say we can't, and Klal Yisrael buys the version that we can't, and is crying and saying, let's go back to Mitzrayim because we can't. His next step is to explain that the what is. Taiva Eretz Ma'id Ma'id. It's beautiful. He describes a life of Kirvas Hashem. You have to. It's not like at that point the question of how becomes moot. You know, we can, we need that. We're getting that. And people find crazy answers because I need that. I'm getting there. They find a determination and a sense. I need that. I want that, and they get there. That's the line of the Mesilas Yesharim, that fears don't cause laziness. Laziness causes fears. When he says laziness, don't translate lazy the way you typically do. Lazy means inaction. Laziness means not lack of passion, lack of sense of I need this. Fear doesn't cause you not to do something. Not understanding that you need causes fear. If you want to overcome fear, you're afraid. It's very scary. You're nervous about something. I was nervous. I had 2 clairs, might say Shabbos. One, there's a war going, should we do a trip? Then I had a fear. I actually had a fear bringing the yeshiva 150 Jews. Maybe it's dangerous. I had a fear. That was nothing to do with the hashgacha. I was afraid to bring the yeshiva somewhere. 150 Yidden. So then I asked myself, how important is it to go? At the point, it's very important. I don't work on the fear. I'm scared. I was very scared yesterday. Very nervous. What's going to be? I had all different scary visions. There are goyim that are upset at us. I like scared. That had nothing to do with hashkafik shayla if we should go. What you do by fear is you decide how important is the thing. You don't ask yourself on the fear. You won't overcome the fear that way. But the fear is not going to stop you. The atzlus will. When I thought, we need this trip. I thought the yeshiva, we need to get everybody out of the dorm, and I thought about it. When I decided we need it, I was scared. Let's forget that. Let's just go. Let's go. We need it. Decide what you need. Decide what's true. Decide what's right. At the point you taste something and want something, your fears become less important. They had a whole night where the fears were highlighted by the 10. And Klal Yisrael determines we can't. Yeshua and Kalev come back and describe how good it is. Why describing how good? We can't. If you follow the Torah, it's like a Pella. They came out, we can't. It's almost mean. You describe how good it is, but we can't get there. What Yeshua and Kalev are saying is your discussion, if you can and can't, is you're like ligging in the sugya of fears. Let's forget the sugya of fear and go into the sugya of what we need, of what we want, of what we have to have, and the sugyas of fears disappear. Taiva Aretz Ma'id Ma'id. This is wonderful. This is important. This is precious. That's what Yeshua and Kalev come back after a night of handling fears. They come back with the mission itself, and then years fall away, fears fall away. Now, to me, it's interesting. Their initial response is, "We can." It almost looks, why didn't they initially say this? First, let's discuss. I think we can. At the point that Klal Yisrael fell for we can't, Yeshua and Kalev realized we have to be mechazek the inyan itself. We have to stoke more idealism, more chaos in the mission itself. The fear is stopping you because you're not as determined and fired up and clear on the mission itself of what I want to be. I think this is true by all of our journeys in life. Many things scare us to move forward. And we have many Mitzrayims. We're quicker willing to things that are not where we should be or right for us, but the sense of fear. I think the battle is not to face the fear itself. There's fear there, it's true. It's scary to move forward, to push weiter, to steigen, to grow is always very scary. It breaks status quo. It breaks safe places that we've created, all different walls. But instead, if I look at the picture of what is, it helps by having tzaddikim that are living there, role models that are living there. Yeshua comes back, said, I experienced Eretz Yisrael. You better believe that he explained what it looks like. Toiva Eretz Ma'id Ma'id. The land is wonderful, and it was given over to Klal Yisrael a sense of what it looks like. And then it's not a discussion about the fears anymore. That's the end of discussion about fears. That's no longer the discussion. I think in so many areas of our life, when we really get a clarity of things that are precious and important, if we just dwell in the sugya of fears, can I and can't I, and dwell in that sugya, many sugyas, you'll come out you can't, and you'll settle for a convenient bad thing that shouldn't be. We'll settle for many mitzrayims if the discussion is can I or can't I. If the discussion is it's necessary, I say it, this has to be. It's not could I can't, this has to be. You have a sense of something that has to be. Many fears, just it's not even the sugi. It's not I hear impossible, you think? Oh, I have no idea. It's not that important to me. This is what's necessary. My wife and I are talking about a certain, I could say it publicly, we were talking about maybe a reason to start a girls' school in a year. There was such a discussion. I could tell you 100 fears, and I don't know if I will or won't. If I handle the sugya of fears, I promise I won't. I'd rather stay in Mitzrayim. If the handle has to be, is this needed? Should we? Is it right? What does it look like? If Taiva Eretz Ma'id, you handle sugis of fear, you'll cry the ganze Nacht, and you'll stay in Mitzrayim every time. In the sugya of fears, it's only in the space of tasting. When Yeshua and Kalev come back to the people, they explain why I thought we can. Let me tell you where I come from. I come from a person who's tasted Taiva Eretz Ma'id. Nothing's stopping me. Allah Nala, Yachal Nuchal, we can do this. I've tasted it. I experienced it. This is what we're doing. It's interesting. I'm not trying to bring politics, and I don't know what Eretz Yisrael's plans are. And the main plan is Imanu Kel. We have a Rabbi Shalom. But I do want to say the sense to me is they feel they have to destroy it, so they have no choice. It's not like what they'll do, how they'll do it. They got to knock it out. There's people threatening to murder Eretz Yisrael, and they can't have nuclear. So then we got to do it. And the Rebbeinu Shalom, Bez Hashem, Yachol Nuchal will be able to. You know why? Because we have to. If we have to, as mimuz we can. If we must, then we can. That's an attitude, and people discover and conquer and create and make. You know why? Because I just have to. Toiv Eretz Ma'id, I've tasted this. I've tasted this thing. I experience. How you get tastes of things, experience something, see it, see what it looks like. Find somebody who has it. Yeshua describes, Toiv Eretz Ma'id, I'm telling you. You want this, you need this. Toiv Eretz Ma'id. It's interesting that...
What do you do with the fear then?
I think the fear takes care of itself. When people have the motive, then the fear is there. Okay, so we're afraid. So that's true. I don't say it disappears, by the way, but then it's just, I'll tell you, a few years ago, I've said this publicly a few times, we had something that we needed people to sign on. It's a long story for the success of the yeshiva. And I couldn't find anybody courageous enough to sign, and the Rebbeim all said they'll sign. And we needed somebody out of the system. I started asking myself, we have all the courageous guys. The Rebbeim, the same thing. Somebody else could sign whatever we needed to be signed. The Rebbeim said, "I'll sign." So we had the more courageous people. They were just as scared as anybody else. But the ones in the mission's powerful, so the fear falls away. It's not that you're not afraid. I don't want to say it disappears. Say it's not the sugya. Not the sugya. At the point I need this, the fear, here, scary, yeah. Taka. A man came here once and asked if I chap like the responsibility. What he was saying is, are you afraid? Aren't you afraid? You know the responsibility on your shoulder? Aren't you afraid? I'm just as afraid as you. Yes, I'm afraid. And I also feel this needs to be done. I'm not less afraid than you or more afraid than you. I'm just not handling the sugya fear. This needs to be done. We need it. At the point you need it, then the fears are not the sugya. By the way, you'll be afraid, so it's scary. Okay, I'm very scared. I can tell you, I've watched Rav Shaya, what he's building is scary. To make something, to accept people, there's complications, I promise. Real things go down. Aren't you afraid? Yeah, I'm afraid. Really afraid. Real, be'emes, a lot, plenty to be afraid of. I have a lot of fear over the years with government things. It's hard. We have very energetic yeshiva. We've gotten in trouble with the government. I am scared out of my wits. But it has nothing to do with anything. If something's needed, I hear. it becomes a different sugya. Whenever you're afraid, ask yourself, and you'll tell yourself. The Messiah Hashem writes, many people will claim, I didn't do it because I was afraid. It's not true. You didn't do it because you didn't focus enough on the mission. Don't you dare say I didn't do it because I was afraid. You didn't do it because you didn't learn enough of the importance of the mission. The atzlus goyim the yira, you didn't have a sense. You lost sight of you lost sight of. You weren't the eye wasn't on the ball. You lost sight of the importance of the mission. When the mission's important, the yiras fall away. Again, when I say fall away, it doesn't mean you're not afraid. It doesn't mean there aren't obstacles. It doesn't mean they're not things, but you just don't let them stop. So I think it just gives a focus for a person what to do. I want to give a mashal. During COVID, I thought a lot about this. People were holed up in their homes during COVID, and many parents told me they were getting frustrated with their children. They love their kids, parents with the kids. People were together 24/7, 24/7, 24/7, and parents said their patience was low. And I got calls from people, how do I work on my patience? So it's a very similar analogy to me. To me, I ask parents in the quiet, not in front of their kids, to remind themselves how important raising beautiful children, what their children mean. Not in front of your children, late at night, sit down, think about the dreams of the type of home you always wanted to build, what that means to raise children, what that means one day walking your kids down the aisle and looking at a child who's a sincere servant of Hashem, what your child means to you, the dreams of a beautiful home. Again, when the mission, all of a sudden, if you're working on being more patient, how do you find more patience? I'm giving the analogy to the fear. I'm scared. So how do you get more courage? You won't change how scared you are or not scared you are. You fire up to the mission. When I'm more fired up, children, a home, then the same deterrent, the same level savlanis, all of a sudden you have more patience. You have the same things inside, but now the mission is more important. You much more work on ways of firing yourself up to the etzem. What are you trying to do? Who are you? What are you trying to build? Be mechazik that. This is what I want to tell the guys in many, many areas of our own journeys, of our own. To me, there are many areas of practical application. I hope I'm being clear enough. To me, it's the parasha of Shalach. It's the parasha of next steps. I like that it's the last Shabbos here. It's parasha Shalach. It's a complicated story, and it's a sad story of a nation that's afraid for the next step. It's a very present story. This is not an old story. And it's so scary, the next step. And it's so much safer what I know, even if it's Mitzrayim, for heaven's sake. But the look to a Yeshua, look to somebody who tasted, somebody who experienced, somebody you could sense, feel it, taste it, see, and at that point, no, I'm going for it. And at that point, the same fear will when I say melt is not the most fair word to use because the person's afraid, but it won't hold the person back because I need it. And that's Yeshua and Kalish come back and they say, Toiva Eretz Moed Moed. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's interesting. Rav Geisler Shlita pointed out, he said this, I believe, from the Sfas Emes, that after they say Toiva Eretz Moed Moed, the nation says, Lir Gemaisim Bavanim. They say, let's stone them. It's a much bigger threat, the second thing. The first thing they said, Klal Yisrael's not angry. You can and can't. Okay, I hear the discussion that it's good. That's very upsetting. That strikes a chord in somebody. Because if I need this and want this, whoa, now you're messing with me. But this is the path to conquer fears. This is the path, the certainty of the goodness of the thing. And then as mimuz we can, if we must, then we can. We find superhuman strength. So my bracha to us all, there was a Yid Reb Leib in Eretz. It's a good discussion when we're all focused on a country, Iran. Iran's wealth and part of their strength is oil, is they have oil. Reb Leib Nekrit said, "Al pi Kabbalah, a person is an oilam katan. Whatever's in the world, you'll find in a mensch." And Reb Leib Nekrit said, my Rebbe's father-in-law, he said that in the world there's oil underground, and if a country has this oil, they become billionaires. They become like powerful and wealthy. He said, where is that in the person? That's the koichet tmunas, the endless powers and abilities that exist in a person. Koiches tmunas in a person. Every person has reservoirs of strength and wealth that's crazy to find it. In upstate New York, they're always like color war debate. Should they pro-frackers or against frackers? Frack is to dig underground and find oil. There's deep ashiras underground that exists in countries, and countries that find it, there's an incredible one. Reb Leib Nekrit said that's the koiches tmunas in a person. Person has tremendous capacities. If the person to uncover those capacities is difficult, is the story of our life. There are many things. Allow for newness. Be courageous because things need to be. You'll find new things. Journeying through life with my wife, I see as you become a parent, different children bring out tremendous wealth. I watch people see a child and say, I can't handle him. We have guys in yeshiva that are hard. We're all human. We have guys, we all have our kryptonite. You have guys you could relate to, and I promise they're guys that bring out complicated stuff in me. And when I run away, I can't. When I actually try and embrace it, I find new things in me. I find deeper things. You have to get in touch. What was stopping you? You find deeper. Your children, if you embrace it, could bring deep things out of yourself. If you ask yourself, could you or can't you probably come up, you can't, and cry all night. If you say, this is my child, this is my child, you'll find things in yourself. Now, what do you mean? It was a second ago you couldn't. I hear you can't. This is my child. I'm being close. It's my child. Hashem gave me this child. It's my child. Then it's not, you think I can? I don't know. People have big nisyanis. They have a child. Every guy here will probably have a child they don't relate to. It's more, I think that's the usual. When I say don't relate to it, I don't mean anything crazy. You'll love your children. People have different things. And Hashem gave you this child. If you say, this is my child, I'm connecting, you will find deep things inside. Koiches tmunas. Because we can. Otherwise, you just stay in Mitzrayim. If you want to know, could I or can't I? There are many parents shrug, I just can't. And they'd rather stay in Mitzrayim, and they conclude that they can't. It's the same sugya, my friends. And it's something the week before we leave, Elia, I want you to hear this. In your life, decide, that's my child. There's no world the father is not being close to his child. There's no world, I'm sorry. The father, you know what the father is? His type. He's disciplined. He's ADHD. He's disciplined. You'll have endless reasons why you can't, except that's my child. And that's my child says it has to be a father and a son. Hashem made a father and a son. That's a mother and a son, a mother and a daughter, a father and a daughter. That's my child. When you decide that that's my child, I'm going to be a parent, and I have dreams of child, a parent's dreams for children, all of a sudden things before that you would have said, yeah, I'm afraid, I can't, you'll find reservoirs, you'll find worlds you didn't know. It's interesting, Eretz Yisroel is called Toiva Eretz Ma'id Ma'id. Eretz Yisroel Madregas is Ma'id Ma'id, very good. A human being is Adam, is the same Isius as Ma'id. We are a lot more. Whatever you think you are, you're more. Whatever I think I promise, I'm much more. Whatever I think you are, you're much more. A human being's a mitzias of Ma'id. Eretz Yisrael's Taiva Eretz Ma'id, and it said to the Ma'id, to the one who's a lot, and a lot more than whatever they think, we're shaykh to big things. Taste it, see that it's something Taiva Eretz Ma'id, I need this. Then all of a sudden, a lot of fears, a lot of decisions that I can't will disappear. We'll be able to. We'll find it. We'll figure it out. We'll accomplish it. So my bracha to us all on all the obstacles and all the things that make us say we'd rather stay in Mitzrayim. There are endless aspects. all the areas that make us convinced that we want to stay in Mitzrayim. I have a friend who's very pragmatic. He's a very practical guy. He's like a math guy. He'd be the type, would be like an accountant, very numbers guy. He figured out, I said, I can't get married. You know what it costs to support a family? A guy's irresponsible to get married. You're crazy. So when I have X number of dollars in the banking, I'll get married. There are people that live like that. Very calculated guy, very pragmatic. Now, if he's thinking emotionally, it's impossible. He's going to support his kid. You could take this to endless amounts. Except if he decided, Hashem brought me to the world and told me, Pruruvu, have a family. It's a mitzvah. And I want to loyally serve Hashem. I need it. When he sees a person who's a tata, who's a husband, I need that. Toiva Eretz ma'id ma'id. Decides, I want that and need that. He finds koiches tmunas. He finds strengths and facets in him he never dreamt were there. He uncovers, he digs into, finds things like shock himself. I see going through life, you could see it easier in your spouse than yourself. See having children, different situations. Like I see things emerge, talent, strengths, ability. Where'd that come from? Right inside. We can access, so we're ma'id. We have endless. Our abilities are to the end of the world, ma'id, because we're chelik el-kamimal. We're big, a lot bigger than we're accessing. The Eretz is, we're afraid. As long as it's easier to stay in Mitzrayim, the land of no access, the land that locks off access. Eretz Yisroel is ma'id, is a lot that sometimes it's awfully scary, but if I need it, I want it, ich muss, I must, then ich can, I'll find that I can. I'm going to ask to close with a good song. Yankin, maybe you'll play the Chevra something, Yankin, or better not today. Who plays? Said yes. If Shai is here, play something. Come, Yankin. I could tell from your face, you look like you have something new to share. I like you like a brother. And then meeting you.
I like what you said before, what is a yid? A yid is just a yid, plain and simple. I think that one of the powers that we have as Jews is that we speak to God. We connect, and I've always connected with davening. I really like it. It's just a connection, but I was never able to. I never liked the fact that davening was set, predetermined words that we didn't come up with. It was there for us already. But to me, davening is a little more than that. It's just connection, and for me, I feel connected with music, and when I sing and I play, that feels like davening to me. And yeah, this song is about when you have emotions that you have a hard time expressing, and alcohol helps it all pour out. There's more you want to? No, whatever. But yeah, this song is called Red Wine. The stain on my shirt, glass in my hand, explains why the hurt on me is out when I've had a little have this little thump in my chest. It hurts when I feel, it hurts to connect. But the blood in my wine don't taste any less when the thirst in my heart is thicker and red, 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 red wine. Red, 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 red wine. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you like red wine. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you like red wine. Yeah, don't explain the way you have to be. I've grown up and I've learned. And you always want what's best for me, and that's hard to say at first. So I love you telepathically, and I'll try to find the words. But the wine does it so easily, like 8 letters never heard. Red, 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 red wine. Red, 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 red wine. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you like red wine. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you like red wine.
Thank you, Yankov. Thank you. Thank you, Yankov. Thank you. Shlomo, Peter one. Cover Reb Shaya. Yankov, can you give it to Shlomo for one? Ellie, what should he do for Reb Shaya? What'd you say? White wine, you said? Should do let my people go. If you feel something else, well. Awake, my love. What? L'chomar libi, obviously. Elia, let's go. That I like him. So next one. light that's shining bright from the one above. Seek inside and all you'll find is light that's shining bright from the one above. Seek inside and all you'll find is light that's shining bright from the one above. Seek inside and all you'll find is light that's shining bright from the one above. I crave you with all my heart. 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 Ah, yes, Bonecha Hashem Avaken. Yes, Bonecha Hashem Avaken. Oy lecha amar libi, lecha amar libi. Shkayach Rabbi Say, Shkayach guys. Thank you, Shlomo. Cash.
You didn't have to come in the morning. What?